Hey, I'm on time. I hope so.
Yeah, you're good.
Just the wrong time.
You can go in this front room right here. I can grab the light for you. Do you need something to drink?
Where do you want me?
Right here in
Okay.
this room.
Thank you.
Yep. Do you need something to drink?
No.
Okay.
Thank you. Hey, how are you guys?
Good. How about you?
Good. Finally made it on time. God, I'm so terrible with that.
How's everything been going?
Oh, it's going. I'm just running around trying to get stuff done. This healthcare thing is a problem, though. Just getting like my insurance on it. Like, that's the biggest thing. I still haven't gotten my insulin or any of my other meds, and I got an appointment to see one of their psych specialists over there to get back on my psych meds, but I can't see them until May. That was the soonest they
You
have.
want something to drink, like a water or anything? No. Okay.
Where at? Southeastern?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did they say about your psych meds in the meantime? Did they say anything?
No, I can't get back on them until I go through a psychiatrist because it's like they're a controlled substance, so I have to have a special kind of doctor prescribe it. Otherwise, it won't be covered under my insurance. So.
And what's that? Medicaid?
I don't know if it's Medicaid or not. I even tried to just go through, that clinic or that pharmacy they have downstairs. And they said that they have some of the meds, but they don't have the psych meds down there. They only have like diabetes medications and things like that. But there's a problem with my insurance because somebody still has insurance in my name in another state, which they're not supposed to, which means it's going to take that much longer for my insurance to kick on, even for anything, for my regular stuff. So it's been really big pain in the butt.
I think they should do like actual psych meds too. Have you been to Falls Community Health?
That's where I've been going. That one that you guys set up for me, that's where I've been going.
Okay, the one we set up was Southeastern.
That's the one downtown, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one.
Falls Community is a different building than Southeastern.
Yeah, so it's like Falls Community Health, which you should be able to go into that and get.
What's the difference? Because the place I've been going is at 521 Main. That's the doctors I've been seeing. And then anytime they send any...
Southeastern?
They called it Falls. That's what they call themselves.
Falls Community is 521 Main.
Yeah, that's
so
where
you've
I've been going.
To Falls?
Yep.
Okay. So Southeastern might be able to help you.
Southeastern is the one that scheduled me at Falls Community Health.
They did? They didn't do an intake with you?
That's what I remember when I filled out all those papers.
Yeah,
that's where they sent me to. That's where they sent me to. Unless you can... I don't...
Maybe we can call. Can we call Southeastern and speak with the lady that we spoke to before?
Yeah, and then we can just see what we can do for meds.
I know they were waiting for something or some paperwork or something. I mean, we could call them and ask them.
Yeah, that's fine with me. Do you want to do that?
If that's what you want to do, I did everything that I could on my end, as far as the clinic they sent me to, and the soonest they could get me in to see a psych doctor was going to be in May. So, and I had them actually, I asked them if they'd give me a letter stating that, just so that, like, you guys know that I'm trying to do all that stuff. It's just, I haven't even gotten my meds for, like, my insulin. Like, I stopped taking my insulin on Friday, so, because I'm out. I'm out of both vials, and they're supposed to be sending the pens over, but they haven't sent them over yet. So, yeah. But there's a problem with my insurance because now that it popped up, it said that I have Medicaid in another state, even though that should have closed out because I sent in a notarized statement saying, please close out any blah, 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 so that they could open a healthcare case here. That means I don't qualify for that free pharmacy they got downstairs.
When did you send that notified letter to and then the next month it'll start? It's like April 1st.
I faxed it and let me check.
Which Southeastern is it? Summit Avenue?
Yeah, I believe that's the
Or
one.
Southeastern Behavioral Health.
No, Southeastern well,
500 East 54th Street.
East 54th?
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking of the one right off of 26th and, or not 26th, 18th kind of and Cliff.
Okay.
If you guys have more poll, whatever you can do, I'd be happy with. March 17th was the day I sent it. I faxed it and I confirmed it with them that they closed everything. I confirmed over the phone anyways. But they're saying that it popped up someplace else in another state that I wasn't living in, that there was insurance there. And I haven't been in that state for over 18 months.
Sure.
So
what I think is
there's a fraud flag on any
600
kind of health
South
insurance.
Okay. What I think is happening then, because we had this with another lady that moved out of state, is we had to call and send that for her Medicaid.
Okay.
We did it in the middle of the month, but they said that Medicaid would go until the end of the month.
I got the letter and everything from them.
Yeah.
Like, they gave me that down at the county office that
Yeah.
says, like, I have a number and everything assigned, but because Falls has that free pharmacy,
Yeah.
I don't qualify for it because it shows that I have Medicaid.
Yeah.
So even though that Medicaid is popped up in a different state.
Sure.
So, I let him know that, and I called down to the county office, but she said they got like 45 days to process my application, even though they already gave me an ID number. So I don't
it
know.
Won't be active until they process it.
Yeah.
Well, let's just call Southeastern and just see
Yeah, I'm trying to
what
look
their
that up,
thoughts are,
too.
but because what meds are you usually on?
Well, they put me on this like bupropion or something for I don't even know if I'm saying it right, for PTSD, but all that did was like sedate me. Literally, like I take like one tiny 10 milligram tablet and I'd be sleeping for like 2 days. So I stopped taking that, and they were gonna she said she was gonna talk to a psychiatrist about prescribing me a different type of medication because they have different types of PTSD meds. But the other main med that I'm supposed to be on is my attention deficit meds, which I've been on since I was 10 years old, like because I have attention deficit disorder. But because it's a controlled substance, it has to be prescribed by a psychiatrist, not by a regular physician, because of the potential for abuse. And also given the fact that I've been trafficked for those kind of medications in the past, and it's documented through law enforcement. Anything with my health insurance and with that part of my physical health, like even though it's like a mental health med, because it's a controlled substance, has to be very strictly monitored. Because sometimes I get the meds, and if my ex is around, I'll get jumped and they rob me for them as soon as I walk out of a pharmacy. So that's why I used to do telehealth with me and my kids, because my ex literally used his job as he did customer service at an insurance company in North Dakota. He used his job there to find out where my doctor's appointments were for me, where my doctor's appointments were for my kids, and then he would actually show up at them to see which pharmacy we would go to after I got out of my appointments. And this is even after we weren't in a relationship for like over 5 years, you know?
I would say if that is the case, then we would need to talk to like your doctor about like an injection or like.
They don't do injections for those kind of meds.
For some of them, they would.
Yeah, for diabetes meds, but as far as like attention deficit disorder meds, they don't do injections for those. They don't do injections for PTSD meds, as far as I know.
Sure.
Unless it's something new where there's a trial, but I don't. I usually try to stay on top of like paying attention to those kind of things, and I haven't seen anything out there.
Sure. Okay, so a couple things that I would say. One, we should probably call Medicaid just to see where that's at, just so we know when your insurance is coming in, so you can get some of these things. And then two, I would say calling Southeastern just to see.
Yeah, just see what, because the last time we talked, there was like they were going to set that appointment up, something they were waiting on. I couldn't remember.
Right. So did you go in to see them?
I did. I went in. I've been in there twice now. Like
Okay.
I went in last Friday or Thursday. I had an appointment last Thursday. That was my big one where like I brought everything to them.
Sure.
And she said that even that provider said she didn't feel comfortable prescribing my psych meds, like because of the controlled substance status. I mean, she did that like very. She was very verbal about it. So.
Okay. Well, let's call Medicaid first and just see.
I know a lot of people that go to that clinic though get kind of treated like they're automatically going in for drug seeking behavior, like, and they get flagged for that at that clinic. That's kind of what I've been hearing from girls at the shelter that I'm staying at. So that could also possibly be why they're like seeing if I even stay here like on a regular basis. Because, you know, sometimes girls will stay at a shelter, stay at the mission for like a day or two and only be in town a day or two and try to get healthcare set up and then get meds and then leave right away. They're probably trying to see if I'm actually going to stick around so that I actually need the medication, because I do need the meds, but I got to function without them.
Okay.
Which it's like it just like, you know, working without an arm sometimes.
Yeah. So this is Medicaid. So let's just see where.
Oh, let me get the number. Hang on, I got that paper. Nice neck tag.
Because then we can see when it will be closed. Hi. My name is Kylita, and I am just here with a client. We're just trying to see if she has a Medicaid application open or what the status is of that.
Okay, let me show what acceptance for that, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no problem, hang on. Department of Social Services, this is Vicki.
Hi Vicki, this is Kylita, and I'm here with a client. We're just trying to figure out if she has a Medicaid case open or what the status is of that.
What town does she live in?
Sioux Falls.
Okay, I'm gonna get you to
She
the
might need that
Medicaid
number.
team. Hold on.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
That's what they gave me down at the place over by Avira.
Sure.
But she said it hasn't been processed yet. That's just the number I've been assigned.
Sure.
Please know that we process paperwork in the order in which it was received.
Which I should qualify for Medicaid because I got WIC. So like automatically that qualifies you for Medicaid.
That means
So.
we received it.
You're on WIC now?
Once
Yep.
it is processed, you will be notified through the mail. If verifications are needed, a checklist will be mailed to you.
What is WIC?
We are currently away from our
Women,
desk
infant,
with
and
another
children's
customer.
milk and it's like milk, eggs, and cheese.
Case number.
Did you just sign up for that too? Or who did
No,
you
I
go
was
with?
on it before and it transferred in from out of state. But you're allowed to be on it for a certain number of months after like even if you have a miscarriage, like they still keep you on it because it's so hard on your body. Like it takes so much like calcium and vitamins from your body. You're allowed to be on it for like 2 months after.
Okay, well they didn't answer, so this to me just seems like it's just processing still.
Mm-hmm.
And so once they process it, and did you give them an address to send these to?
Yep.
Or how to contact you? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is it just a matter
Yeah,
of waiting
sometimes
for
it
them?
just takes some time for Medicaid. So I would just wait and then see if they will process that, and then if they don't process it or if it doesn't go through, they would let you know and say, we need XYZ from you to process this, or this is why it's not processing, or something like that.
Okay.
So
And I got a letter too from the doctor's office, so they're gonna they have it down there so that like it shows that they've tried getting me into an earlier provider like over at Avira, but Avira is further out than their appointments, so May is like the absolute soonest that I could be seen as far as at the Falls, unless you guys can find somebody else I can see at Southeastern. I thought they were the same place. I thought that's who I was talking to.
no, they're two different. I don't know for any like emergency psych. Southeastern is the only one that I would know. So should we just call them?
I would call Southeastern just to ask or what they would refer to. I mean, you can always call the helpline too
Yeah.
and ask like for like, is there any place for emergency psych?
Yeah.
To just get put back on my regular medications. Is that what you guys are talking about? Because as far as like having a psychological emergency, I'm not having one of those.
Just
I've
to
been
be
cleared.
put back on your meds.
Yeah, I know. I've been cleared to like a regular physician that like I'm mentally sound. So.
Yeah. No, we're just trying to see if there's somebody else that's open before May.
Oh, okay. Okay.
For to help you out, but
Because that's what you're wanting, right? You're
Yeah,
wanting to
that's
get back
I
on.
have to get back on my meds. That's one thing. Like, I probably would have been able to do all this stuff before Thursday last week if I would have been on my meds. But it takes me a long time to do things,
Sure.
and it takes me a long. It's hard for me to focus.
Hi, my
so.
name is Kylita, and I am here with a client. We just had a couple questions about getting her back on some of her meds.
And then also, in order for me to be able to have visits, I have to be on my
Samantha
meds. Like, even
Gale.
if they're phone visits with my kids.
Sure.
Yes. In what? Sorry. We're just. I guess I don't know. I'm not sure what that is. What program is that? This is Kylita, her case manager, Call to Freedom. Yes. Samantha Gale. Yes. Yes. Mm-hmm. Okay, she was set up for an intake and filled out paperwork with you guys. Do you know who did your intake there?
I didn't do an intake. I didn't go down there. I thought my appointment at the Falls was what you guys sent up because they're the ones that called me.
Okay. Okay, she doesn't think she did an intake with you guys, so...
I don't know, maybe it was a miscommunication. Maybe that was actually where Avira referred me to from my rape kit. Like, they might have referred me there.
Yeah.
And I thought you guys, I thought that was Southeast this whole time. I was sitting here thinking that's who I was talking to.
The second one. Okay. Okay, they're gonna...
What was your name?
My name is Kylita.
Okay, one moment, please.
They're gonna set you up for an intake with Southeastern.
Okay. Then that
and
helps.
They help with meds.
Cool. That's awesome because I was... I the whole time...
Oh, we did. So they should have... That's the paperwork you filled out.
I filled out releases. Yeah, that's what I filled out. I didn't fill out, like, intake paperwork or anything.
Oh, she was going to email it to you.
If you would like to leave her a message, I got her voicemail. She can call you back.
Okay, that would be great.
Okay, thank you.
Let me look and see. What's her name? And it was Southeast something?
Southeastern.
That's one who we talked to on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
Is it called Southeast Human Services?
I think so.
Okay, I'm gonna look and see if there's something I might have missed in my email. Because I thought I got all the releases signed.
Hi, this
There's
is
Tam that was sending me
Freedom.
stuff.
I'm here with Samantha Gale, who's just wanting to do an intake with you guys to get back on her meds. If you could call me back at 605-251-7461, that would be great. Again, this is Kylita with Call to Freedom, 605-251-7461. Thank you.
Yeah, the only thing she sent me was releases of information.
Okay.
And DocuSign for screening, for adult screening, it says, which I sent them all back to her. Because it was like, you know how you just click in and fill it out and then e-sign it? I did all those. That one I couldn't do because it was like a hand circle one. I couldn't do that one. I was like, you know how they do those, checking to see how depressed you are when you're in the doctor's office? There we go. All your documents have been completed. Adult
Yeah, 'cause
screening.
it looks like they have the homeless outreach.
Which that's what you would qualify under, because what you're staying at a shelter.
There's a new link.
So they still qualify that as their homeless outreach.
And they have psychiatric help, medication management, case management, referrals to community resources, help in resources and help in applying for food stamps, social security benefits.
Is that at the Southeastern place?
Mhm.
Do you know where their office is? Maybe I could just go down there.
Cliff Avenue is the one that you would want to go to, right?
Yeah, because the only thing she sent me was releases of information. That's all it was, and then like
Sure.
a really short questionnaire. Like it was like only like a page. But I know I did everything that she asked and sent it back to her,
Sure.
and that was on the 13th.
And then the Fifth Street Clubhouse, a supportive community for adult ages 18 and up living with mental illnesses, focuses on strengths and abilities, and develop skills for personal and workplace.
Sure.
That's so that must be underneath, like, then they have this or maybe. But they have to be a part of Southeast in order to get
Right.
the services.
So you'd have to do an intake first to get.
That's different though from like the services through you guys. Right, you guys are just like advocating for me to try to get established here right now, correct?
Yeah.
Because
We're just trying to get you to get what the help that you need.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think we were thinking to start with the
And a lot of that is getting back on meds or signing up for Medicaid or things like that. So.
and then I don't know if Brown County has called you at all. I don't think they would, but if they did, that's why I signed that release, just so that if they did call to like verify that I'm a client of yours, so that you would have that on file. That's why I emailed it to you.
Oh yeah. Yep.
And I was pretty specific with the language, just because I got a case that's probably going to go to trial, and I would rather not have them like force all my advocates to come into court.
Sure.
So
Yeah, we would not. We wouldn't be able to, release any of that kind of stuff. So.
because they even have like, and I'm reading up on this because I know like once you become a client of Southeasterns and then they help with your the psychiatry, med management, then they have a transition house through Southeastern, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
They do have transitional housing. And are you receiving disability at all? I can't
no,
remember.
I'm not receiving
Okay.
disability. As far as like finances, I don't get any kind of income right now, and that's my problem. Like my ex has applied for benefits in other states, which is pulling up, which is why I don't get my healthcare benefits. Sometimes I go months without having prescriptions. I don't have
That's
money.
the kind of stuff that Southeastern.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Southeastern can help with all of this
Mhm.
because they're going to help manage that. They'll look at the Medicaid. They can help. I mean, there's
Has anybody from like the victims the victims rights, the office for the FBI field office in Omaha, contacted you at all?
I have not talked to anybody.
Okay, if I sign a release, because that's why I CC'd them on some of those emails, because I still have a case that's pending in Dallas as far as a human trafficking where like I'm a victim of it. This isn't just a situation where I have a mental health issue or a chemical health issue, which I don't appreciate it when people kind of assume those things. It's really inappropriate in my situation, especially given like the lengthy history that I've had with law enforcement about my trafficking. I don't like it when it's minimized and when I'm kind of pushed off onto other services when it's something that it should have been handled by other places, that I reached out for help for before I got here. But I just want to make that like perfectly clear with you guys that I do qualify for services here, and
yeah, we have some services. That's what we're trying to do, and I'm trying to figure out like too if you have a case in Omaha, correct?
No, there's cases in like 5 different states because I've been trafficked through multiple states.
Sure.
Here.
Yeah. I have also, and so I understand that part.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to make sure, like, even on those cases, do they, because I know, like, even the victims' funds, that goes through, like, those states with those cases.
Yeah, I have different claims in each state.
Okay.
So that's why I said, I have one here in South Dakota. I have one in Texas. There's one in New York State. There's one, I can't even remember if I had time to file in Iowa. I think I have one in D.C., like Washington, D.C. from 2022. So that's why I'm saying, like, there's a lot of different places that I've been where I have cases that are like outstanding, like where as far as like criminal cases, not against me, but where I'm the complainant or the victim in the situation or the witness. So
Should I see? Mackenzie knows. I don't know a lot about that victim's
I don't
compensation.
either.
I know you have to have an open case. I know
Mhm.
you have to apply for it. I mean, any of that.
and I know it seemed like my email with the crime victims compensation people was a little probably heated, but that was just because situation that I've had with law enforcement, I always have to record any kind of run-in I have with them. And I uploaded a video because they were saying that he didn't file a report, she didn't file a report, but I had to email her video like of my communication with them and of them giving me the ICR numbers so that she could have it. So it's something where each jurisdiction, it all depends on the officer. Sometimes they're good and do paperwork. Sometimes they're jackasses and don't do anything.
Sure. Yeah, that would be a Kenzie question because.
Should I? I'm gonna see if she's here. Quick.
Okay. Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that okay with you?
Yeah,
Just
that's
to
fine.
make sure.
Yeah.
Let me see if she's here.
Because I guess I've never had somebody have multiple cases.
That's why I qualify for the Federal Human Trafficking Victims Protection Act, is because it's multiple states cases
Sure.
and across federal and not just state lines, but across U.S. borders.
Sure. So who are you working with from the federal?
What do you mean
Like,
federal?
do you have an advocate for that federal?
You can contact the victim. I CC'd you on the email. Like I don't know if you ever read the emails that I send, but there's
Yeah,
other
I
people
do.
that get copies of what I send you.
Sure.
So, and that's the people
I
that
guess
I
don't
work
know
with.
any of those people, so
Yeah.
I wouldn't know who.
That's why I said, has anybody contacted you? They must just be assuming that because I'm working with you, that those issues are going to be resolved by your guys' organization. And if maybe possibly you could reach out and tell them that that's stuff that you guys can't cover or you can't help with, then maybe their victims' rights advocates would be able to step in and do a little bit more. Because I know when it comes to funding, like federally funded places like FBI or Homeland Security, they have like way more resources.
Sure.
But as it sits right now, this state doesn't have any kind of general assistance. I have no way to get my cell phone turned back on. That's hindering me from like a lot of things. I gotta literally get up and go walk to the library every day or go walk somewhere to try to use my phone and even just do regular things.
Sure.
Which it's kind of delaying it as far as me being able to communicate with law enforcement.
Sure. I know that we don't have any resources really right now for a phone. Like we have those 911 phones, which are the Wi-Fi only phones. So as far as being able to get that from another organization, I'm trying to think.
I was just really upset because the short time that I was at the Children's Home Society, the domestic violence shelter in town,
Sure.
because there was another girl there that was staying there, had the same name as me, not same last name, but first name. Somebody handed the card over that another organization, well, not organization, a family from a church had left for me at the shelter, and she took it and used it.
Sure.
So and that's been a problem that I've had in the past a lot because my ex, like, that's what his little hoes do. And that's what they are. They're hoes. They're women that go out and they prostitute themselves, and I don't. My situation is different. I've been in situations where I've been forced into sexual engagements against my will, like where I haven't been coherent. I've been drugged. I've been moved from state to state, but I've never ever been a willing participant in anything that's happened. And that's the difference between me and the girls that he has. That it's like bullying. It's like high school bullying, but it's on a way bigger scale, and it's really hard to deal with, like, for me, because I deal with it constantly. Like, even if I just go into a shelter, there's girls that'll come in there, and then one right after the other, they'll be doing stuff like filing false reports, like saying that I'm doing things I'm not doing just to try to get me kicked out, because then if my ex has me out on the street where I don't have anything and I'm like literally sleeping on the street at night, eventually I'm going to fall asleep, and that's when he makes his money off of me. So it's like it's really upsetting. And then also I can't. How am I supposed to verify where I'm at if I don't have a home and don't have a shelter where, you know, people see me go in and out every day? If I get kicked out of there, I'm on the street, so he can have girls go to hospitals, get prescriptions in my name. He can have them go use credit cards in my name. He can have them go, you know, commit crimes in my name. I mean, he's already got passport issued for me and my children, which he never should have had done.
Sure.
And they've been moved, other people using that passport across not just state lines but federal lines.
Sure.
Mackenzie's gonna stop in. She's printing off some information for
Okay.
for her to call and stuff on that.
For
The victim's
okay.
crime. Yeah.
Yeah.
She said she's just printing it off for you to have all that
Yeah.
information because it's something like
Sure.
yeah.
And then they would be able to help with that.
As long as you have your open cases,
Yep.
then you're able to call as the victim.
Yeah, I gotta email that video to her because the law enforcement here in Sioux Falls is saying that they don't have a case. They didn't even assign. The officer gave me a case number and literally wrote it down like she was video and audio recorded doing it on my, not just on hers but on my phone. And then she's telling the crime victims advocate that she didn't have a case regarding me, like as far as like when I went up and had my rape kit done, or when the day that I got here on the 8th. So that's why I said I'm getting real frustrated. You know, it gets to the point where if I have any kind of communication with somebody, it has to be documented, just because I get real tired of people saying, oh, well, this didn't happen. Well, no, it did. Here's my evidence. So
Sure.
Sorry.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
it's frustrating, you know,
Yeah.
especially when it's law
Come on in,
enforcement.
Mackenzie. So
Hi, my
Hi.
name is Mackenzie,
I'm Mackenzie.
and I work here. And Mary just talked to me about just you needing information on crime victims compensation for South Dakota.
Yeah, I already have it. I already have a case. Let me just
Oh,
find
you
it.
do? Okay.
Let me show you guys.
Okay.
I think I already gave that to you guys. I think I emailed it to you, didn't I?
To me.
Yeah.
Um.
If you look in your email. If you got it, I can look at it.
Yeah. Yep. No, that's just their number, and then just brief information about the
Okay.
one in South Dakota.
Maybe we try to call him. I don't know. But she said her name's Randy is the person that I had my application with.
Okay. And you made a police report here in South
Yes.
Dakota. Okay. Because I do know that they require that.
Yep.
But after that, yeah, if you're working with Randy, they
Yeah.
should be able to help you.
Okay.
So
yeah,
yeah.
because that's what the crime victim advocate does.
Yep, she would
She's the one
process
who'll do-
like that information and everything. Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Because Because
Yep.
I keep thinking of any victim advocate through the courts that's assigned.
Yep.
When a crime has been committed, then they're the ones who are like the ones that we know throughout.
Yep.
That they walk alongside that person, and then
Maybe we should call. Could we call law enforcement to see who that's going to be from their office? That would be really helpful because this person is Randy. She only handles claims. She's like an insurance adjuster through the state.
It handles the crime victims
All she
compensation
does
claim.
is
Yep.
paperwork. She
Do
doesn't-
you were you assigned or given any information on a detective or anyone
Yeah.
assigned to your case? Oh,
I
okay.
have a name and I have an ICR number, but as far as that, go ahead. You can have a seat. You know,
No, it's
you can
okay.
be
I
a little
actually
bit.
I have another appointment to get
Okay.
to, so I just wanted to make sure you got that information. But if you call the detective that's assigned to the case,
Yeah, that's what I just said. Yeah, that's what I got their card.
Yep. So we as case manager, we can help you call, and then we can ask if there's been a advocate or anybody assigned to the case or where the case is at.
Okay, let's do that then. That's probably better.
Okay.
And then-
Need anything else from me?
That sounds good. We can call
Okay.
the detective then.
Okay, thank you. Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
thanks.
All right.
I don't see that email, Sam, but I remember you sending
I
me the
sent
one
you a
from
bunch that had a
Children's.
bunch of stuff attached to it, so it was. I know it was in there. I think I referenced the claim number and everything for it. But let me see here. I don't think it matters. That's like just for being able to submit claims. But that's what I said before. I've had issues with people, not just my ex's girlfriends, but people that work at other organizations accepting things on my behalf, or, you know, like if gift cards are given because like they replace things like clothing and stuff like that. keeping those things and I don't get them. Like literally I've lived in the same outfit for like the last 18 months, which is nice because at the shelter they have that thrift store downstairs, which I'm going to
Sure.
go see sometime, hopefully this week. But
That is a really nice thrift store down
and
there.
yeah, well, and then even before that, I wore the same outfit for 3 years, not because I was in jail, but because, you know, I didn't, all the stuff that was supposed to be going to me was being taken by my ex. So that's why I'm saying it's like, it's really frustrating the level of abuse that I've been subjected to, not just by, you know, my ex-husband and his friends and the people that he affiliates with, but by organizations, which is really, really frustrating because, you know, these organizations are put out here that are supposed to be helping people like me, and they're just abusing us more.
Okay, I wonder why don't we call that
Oh.
detective
Yeah.
to see if there was an advocate to her case, because the
Yeah.
advocate will really
They'll have more resources. To
yes
than
follow
we
through
do.
on that, because especially for the victims.
Okay, I've got 2 case numbers. The first one was Sergeant Cook that I talked to. He's a pain in the ass, but he didn't even, I don't even think he assigned a ICR number, but the female officer from my rape kit, her name was Zimmer, and her badge number was 1158. She was just a regular patrol officer, and I have a general number at 605-978-6071, but that goes to all officers. That one's going to be Dylan Benez. He's the one that came on the March 8th at the bus station so I could get my bags.
Sure.
Okay.
Do you have a detective assigned for you for your trafficking case?
To
Or for your
Homeland
trafficking
Security?
claim?
No, I don't have anything for Homeland Security. They haven't gotten back to me at all as far as that's concerned. So
Okay.
they should be. I mean, have you guys contacted them? Like,
No,
no?
we don't have a.
I don't contact Homeland. I
No,
guess.
no. They'll contact us if you want them to,
Yeah.
type of thing. If you have a case or if you want to report to Homeland, then we.
I already did report. Like I put in 3. There was 3 separate, because I did 3 separate incidents for 3 separate people from March 8th and then down in Dallas, Texas. So, but I can tell you that there's a claim in Dallas, and it was reported to Dallas Police Department before I came up here, because that's why I came here. So how about I forward you that? Hang on one second. So that you can see that there's actually a human trafficking case, at least in Dallas, and it's supposed to be followed up here because he followed me here on the bus.
Sure.
So let me see.
So have you been assigned a detective through Dallas then?
Alan Holmes is his name. Alan Holmes, Holmes. He does. There's a special. It's like I don't know what they call it. If you Google Dallas PD, there's a special victim. It's not like SVU, but it's like specific to human trafficking.
Well, can I just get a release for him to sign then? I think he's on that email that you sent me.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and send one to you.
Okay.
It's going to be very specific. It's just going to be for a letter. Same kind of thing. That's all. That's the only kind of release I can sign right now because, like, I told you guys I have a case. I have, like, a case that's pending in court. So I'm not going to sign open-ended releases. Like, it's not just your guys' office that has tried to do that, to have me just sign a blank release of information so that you can talk about everything regarding me, and I'm not okay with that because that's not
that isn't
all right.
what we're doing. We're not able to call him, talk to him without even, like you just saying, yes, let's make a phone call together.
Okay.
So if you want to make a phone call together, I can ask Kenzie if we don't.
Yeah, let's try that. We can try that.
I'd ask her if we get a release for that or if she's here.
If she's here and she wants to call him on the phone and we're present. Yeah.
So, and he's with Dallas, you said?
Yeah. Why don't you Google it?
Yeah.
Why don't you try?
He's on the email.
Okay.
I remember seeing his name on there.
And I just sent you information with my claim from Dallas. Hopefully that's going through right now. Yes. Outbox. Did you get the attachment?
I don't see anything yet, but my internet is very slow here. Yeah, still. So, your cases that are pending to go to court, or that are in process right now to go to court, which ones are those?
I'm not going to go into that with you right now.
Okay, that's fine.
That's why I signed a really, really specific
Okay,
release.
what I found out, we can, if you call, we're able to sit in and just be here, but
And
we can't
advocate?
say anything.
Okay.
If
If there's no release signed, you can't release any information to them.
right, we're just here to support you, but that he's, because we don't have a release.
Okay, hang on. I'm going to send you one. I think I sent you an email that I sent out, but here's one that has the actual claim number on it. That was given to me from their office in Texas. And I think I sent that one to you before. I don't know why this isn't going through.
Yeah, I don't see
Yeah,
anything
that's all
yet.
Kenzie said, and then just, other than that, waiting.
For that, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to, the Medicaid part, so she can get her medication, the victim's advocacy or advocate for her cases,
Yeah.
and then that might be.
Do you want to try calling the law enforcement here first? Because that's going to be as far as crime victims compensation here in South Dakota. And I'm going to try to see if I can get this email to go through. I don't know why it keeps getting it stuck in my outbox.
Is that paper for the human trafficking?
Yeah, it says it right on there.
Victim compensation?
Yeah, it depends on the crime that was committed on that. So if it was, understanding like where her cases are at, those victims advocates would be from that state.
Oh, sure.
For where that crime occurred. In South Dakota, if it was the crime, what was the crime committed in South Dakota?
The one that you
There's
have
a
is in
rape.
Dallas,
There's
right?
a rape case from South Dakota.
Okay.
There is a
human
rape
trafficking
case.
in South Dakota.
Yeah, there is. There should be. There was a report made, like me actually verbally reporting it to law enforcement on camera. On camera and uploaded, like published on the internet, like literally right now in my case.
Okay, so I'm trying to think like who that advocate would be for that.
Sure.
That's why I'm really frustrated, because a lot of the organizations that I reached out to before this like really dropped the ball when it comes to me. It shouldn't have gotten to this point. Like, I shouldn't have been re-victimized multiple times because people are lazy and didn't want to do what they were supposed to do when I was in other states. And that's why I'm so frustrated, because it got to the point where I had to come here. Like, I literally had to leave to go to another state because I was getting the same kind of treatment, you know, people trying to joke at me, poke fun on situations where I ended up getting beat like almost to death, like on the side of a highway in Texas. And I get really frustrated because people like to make light of things like that. And it's really inappropriate, you know, to do. It's very inappropriate.
Yeah. And that's why we're trying to like help through this, like, because I know people who are victims advocates, and then they walk alongside that victim and help them out in those states. So I'm trying to figure out like who's the victim advocate when you reported that in Texas, that you are able to call to say, hey, I'm here and you're my advocate for this crime that was committed.
So then in return, they should be able to find you an advocate.
I don't know if I forwarded you all the emails I sent before, like I even got raped when I was in Texas, because I was talking to that officer before any of that happened.
Sure.
Like asking for help from their specific unit. And he didn't respond. Like, he responded the day that I was getting a bus ticket out of Texas. Like, literally, that's when he responded.
Sure. Because that's just what, like, and I'm not saying right or wrong here, what I'm thinking.
Hopefully this one goes through. It's a screenshot of the paper that they sent me by mail. So hopefully that one goes through. It's not. God damn it.
Well, yeah. If you want to sign that release for Alan, we can talk to him and see.
I don't like having you guys talk to people when I'm not there. If it's about me, you're not going to talk to them when I'm not sitting right here. I don't know if you guys understand. Even though this has happened to me, I have a very lengthy history in the legal field. Like, I've been to law school. I worked at a courthouse, the court administration for 10 years. I had a government job for 10 years. Even though I'm in this situation right now, and for the last 10 years I've been going through this, it doesn't mean that, you know, I'm not wise to when, you know, something's going on and people are trying to pull something. That's why I say I don't sign open-ended releases. If you guys are going to communicate with somebody, I need to be there.
So we're obviously, and I was going to, Mackenzie's with somebody right now, but you can call them and we can be present.
Okay.
And we're happy to be present, and we're not calling anybody. We don't have I don't know what releases you have.
We don't have any releases signed right now.
So obviously we aren't calling anybody. We're not talking to anybody. We're just here for you to say what are the next steps for you. So we're trying to say, okay, let's call this, or you can, because we don't have a release. We can't use our phones. We can't say anything. We're just here to advocate for you. And so,
do you guys have like an office phone or something here that I can use? Because my phone isn't turned on right now, and using a Wi-Fi number is not reliable. Like, seriously,
we
like,
don't have an office phone per se. We all have our work phones, and I'd have to make sure I can ask Mackenzie.
Sure.
Because all she said was if she wants to call for sure on her phone, and we can advocate. We don't need a release.
okay.
Okay.
If you Google his name, Alan Holmes, Holmes,
Yeah.
he's not responded to any of my emails, like, because I don't even know if if that's like current information, if he doesn't work there, or if he thought my case was just bullshit. Like, and honestly, to tell you the truth, the only reason why I think he responded at the day that I was leaving is because I used to have like a CITA badge, you know, to work at the airport.
Oh yeah.
It like bypasses airport security for employees of the airport.
Sure.
That badge went missing, and that's the only reason why anybody did anything on my case.
And that was in Dallas.
Yes. Because I have a little cousin that she was using my name and trying to use the badge to get in and out of like airports.
Sure. Well, I won't be able to reach out to him in email if we don't have a release for him because I don't want to do that.
Well, he hasn't contacted you. He hasn't contacted you as of this point, right? So, and he hasn't returned any of my emails.
No.
Other officers have called me back
From here or from Dallas?
from Dallas. Nobody's called me back from here, and I wouldn't even know if they did because my phone's been shut off. Which, like I said, that's an issue because that's going to delay prosecution, which, you know, dealing with the situations that I've had where my ex likes to date women that work at these advocacy groups and use that as a way to stop prosecution.
Sure.
Like he'll sleep with some girl that has, you know, real bad self-esteem that works at one of these
You can make the
things.
call if you put it on speaker, but we just can't talk.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, his name is Sergeant Alan Holmes. It's 214-671-4212.
214-674.
And it's called High Risk Victims Trafficking.
214-674.
671
671.
4212.
4212.
And it's a high risk victims trafficking squad. That's what they call it in Dallas.
Okay.
Or 4200 is what the main number for them.
4200. Okay.
So yeah.
So we can't say.
She
anything
just said no.
without a release.
If you want to call from your phone and put it on speaker, then she needs to talk.
Okay.
Is it like because your phone's not connected?
Okay,
Just
hold on.
keep it right there.
Hi, you've reached Sergeant Alvarado with the Dallas Police Department Internet Crimes Against Children Unit. I will be out of the office from March 18th to March 25th,
Did you want to leave a message?
2025.
No, is that the 4212 or 4200?
4200.
Let's try 4212.
671.
4212.
We have another client coming in a couple minutes.
Okay.
So.
You have reached Sergeant Holmes with the Dallas Police Department. Unfortunately, I'm unable to take your call at the moment, but if you would leave your name,
Did you want to leave a
number, and
message?
a detailed message, I will return your call as soon as possible. Thank you.
Record your message at the tone. When you are finished, hang up or press pound for more options.
Hi, Sergeant Holmes. My name is Samantha Gale. I've been reaching out to your office since February 11th of 2025 through email requesting assistance in a human trafficking situation. I'm calling right now from out of state. I have an organization that I'm working with. They're called Call to Freedom in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. I'd like to check on the status of my reports that I made to your office while I was at the Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport. The emails that I sent you and the phone calls that I left while I was at the airport, and then also reports that I made to you after I left the state of Dallas. I need a case number, and then I also have some additional contact information I'd like to give you because my phone is currently shut off. My new number is 605. Give me 1 second here. I'm going to look it up.
To send this message, press pound or hang up. To play it, 3. To re-record it,
Can we re-record it?
4. To add to it, 5. To
Five.
discard it, 6.
Five.
Record your message at the tone, then press pound.
Hi, this is Samantha Gale. My phone number is 605-634-3318. My email address is samlgale1985 @gmail.com. Email is the best way to get a hold of me because my phone is currently shut off. I'm following up on an email that I had sent you and phone calls that I left you back in February about a human trafficking situation that I was exiting at the time. I need a case number, and I also need to know if you reported it to Homeland Security through the Department of, I don't know if it was Immigration and Customs Enforcement, but if you could please return my call at some point, I'd appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay.
Hopefully that's better.
Yeah, hopefully I'll get that and you'll get some information. So you could definitely talk to your advocate there.
Right. Yeah, so if he reaches out to us, we won't be able to communicate.
Yeah,
with
well,
No,
him,
I can do a release because I think I have one in my email still, like a blank one I can send you. Not, but I just don't want to open ended because I don't want, like I said before, I've had places do that to me and it's never worked out in my favor.
Yeah,
so
no, totally.
I don't want you
understand.
guys thinking I'm just being a jerk.
No.
No.
So
Is this? Did you want to keep this one that Kenzie printed out?
I have all this information.
Oh, you do. Okay.
But I think I sent a copy of everything with Randy. That's the claim specialist. So
Okay.
you got it somewhere in your one of those emails I sent
Okay.
it to you. I know there's a lot.
Okay. And they'll probably, once I get to their website too. Do you want a water or soda or anything for the road?
Sprite.
What else do we have?
I think we have water, Sprite, and Coke.
Maybe a Sprite.
Sprite. Okay.
Thank you,
go.
guys.
And then are those your glasses? Or
Oh yeah, those are mine. Thank you. Thank you so much, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Have a good rest of your day.
You too. Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. Everybody else is smoking first thing in the morning. Yeah. Get real sick of that shit. She's just like my fucking mom. Antagonizes people and then walks away trying to look out innocent. Sick of that shit. Okay. $10. You're fucking. You guys are hilarious. I can turn around and go home. You guys are assholes. Don't give me opportunity. You know the only reason why we like go to Flotex when I was a kid? So we can throw them out the window and cars and highway 16. I don't like Flotex anymore, guys. Woo! Joke out of the juice is soda. Do you like the snack? Do you like the very good. Classified.
Was a service.
Thank you.
In 3 minutes at 10:30, blue, red, and green.
So I was saying exactly. I didn't like it being something. I didn't like it being something. It's at least 10. It's at least 10. I didn't like that. No. Better than no. That's not good. That's not BD. What was the special thing? He's I gotta shoot that music. It's also really cool.
Minnesota 37.
So I'll have to show you to the mall, or outside you. I'll just you better stop walking over to the mall. I'll just show you a couple times using the gun. Okay, pretty bad.
No, it says comparison.
Imagine having to work costume.
Can I get off here? Can I get off here? Thank you. So bad. protein.
Excuse me.
Right. Chicken, I got. High protein. Saturday goes.
Yeah. All right. Well, all right. See you later then. Okay. Yeah. So yeah.
Did I get a double bag on that one?
Yep.
Oh, man. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Morning.
Be that state.
Yeah. This is my favorite. Oh, look at him flying here. Here we go. Get all in. Headed Bye. Shouldn't shall receive. Fuck if I will. Mine said a bitch you'll receive my gifts. Fat will fuck. Y'all know that. I'm excited. Ass can I receive. Fuck you.
Thank you. Welcome back.